M-Boy Sports Gaming Network.
Welcome to M-Boy Sports Network, your official source for everything across the league. Week 3 and 4 are officially in the books, and things are starting to heat up. We had some breakout performances, a crazy game of the week, and some big-time user wins. Let's get into it. Let's start with the game of the week, where we had the Lions versus the Ravens, and this one was a crazy one. We had the Lions starting 0-2. They were looking for their first win, and the Ravens were trying to stay undefeated. As you can see above, heading into the fourth quarter, the Lions turned it up, outscoring the Ravens 17-7. But it all came down to one final moment. The Lions scored late, and instead of going for overtime, they went for 2. And they got it. Final score, 51-50. Lions get their first win and hand their Ravens their first loss of the season in a fantastic fashion. Top performers of the week. You got Jordan Love. Okay, you see my dog. We back at it again. He put on the show with 363 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air. But you also had the CPU on the other side that I had to go against. Then we're not even going to get into the fact that Phillip Rivers made player of the week at damn near 50 years old, going 32 for 33, 423 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And on the other side of the ball, D. McCuba led the way with 9 tackles and a clutch interception. And you had E. Molden made his presence known too, finishing with 6 tackles and 2 interceptions of his own. And here's a quick rundown of the user games for week 3. You got the Broncos take down the Chargers, the Patriots beat the Steelers, and the Rams get it done against the Eagles. I'm not done. There's more. Now let's move on into week 4. Best believe the performances get even crazier. Some technical difficulties, which is why we got to put both of these highlights together. That being said, let's just move right on to the top performers of the week. You had Jay Gibbs going off for 182 yards, 24 touches, 5 touchdowns, 4 on the ground, 1 in the air. Patrick Mahomes had a record-type game, throwing for 734 yards and 8 touchdowns. Tough. On the defensive side of the ball, you got D.Y., who dominated the line of scrimmage with 6 tackles and 3 sacks. And L. David from the CPU side still filled up the stat sheets with 2 tackles and 2 interceptions. Now let's take it these power rankings for week 4. At number 1, the Denver Broncos continue to dominate and hold the top spot. Right behind them is the number 2, Jacksonville Jaguars, staying consistent, proving that they are a real threat. At number 3, the New England Patriots climbing the ranks, staying strong. Let's check out these results from the user games this week. All right, you got the Broncos beat the Bengals. You got the Chiefs take down the Ravens. The Buccaneers handle the Eagles. And the Jaguars come out on top against the 49ers. Here go the highlights of the week. Get him, Jim.
I'm Scott Hanson. Here's your Week 4 edition of the
M-Boy Sports Gaming Network.
Lots to get you caught up on. We'll start at SoFi Stadium. The Rams at home to take on the Indianapolis Colts. And this is Alec Pierce. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. The Colts have won 2 straight since the Week 2 loss. They go to 3-1 with the victory. Next up, we go to Big D, specifically Arlington, Texas. Check in on the Cowboys. They're hosting the Green Bay Packers. And it's Romeo Doubs. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. One more to show you real quick. It's over in Tampa, the Buccaneers taking on the Eagles. And it's Anthony Richardson. He connects on a 26-yard touchdown. The Bucs win their 2nd straight as they get the victory here. Until next week, Scott Hanson, good night from Orlando.
Now that weeks 3 and 4 are in the books, all eyes turn to week 5. Game of the week, we have a Sunday night football matchup against the Bills versus the Patriots. Make sure you stay locked in. More highlights coming soon.